Taking LSD was a profound experience, one of the most important things in my life. If you define the problem correctly, you almost have the solution. I buy everything from Costco. It's great, they've got everything I need. Sometimes when you innovate, you make mistakes. It is best to admit them quickly, and get on with improving your other innovations. Much of what I stumbled into by following my curiosity and intuition turned out to be priceless later on. Recruiting is hard, it's just finding the needles in the haystack. You can't know enough in a 1-hour interview. If you live each day as it was your last, someday you'll most certainly be right. It's not a faith in technology, it's faith in people. Creativity comes from spontaneous meetings, from random discussions. Right now the new is you, but someday not too long from now, you will gradually become the old and be cleared away. Sorry to be so dramatic, but it is quite true. Somewhere between the janitor and the CEO, reasons stop mattering. You should never go to a meeting or make a telephone call without a clear idea of what you are trying to achieve. We've gone through the operating system and looked at everything and asked how can we simplify this and make it more powerful at the same time. Do not try to do everything, do one thing well. We're not a media company, we don't own media, we don't own music, we don't own films or television. We're not a media company, we're just Apple. Customers don't measure you on how hard you tried, they measure you on what you deliver. Innovation distinguishes between a leader and a follower. Deciding what not to do is as important as deciding what to do. You are already naked, there is no reason not to follow your heart. Packaging can be theater, it can create a story. Intuition is a very powerful thing, more powerful than intellect. Intuition is a very powerful thing, more powerful than intellect. Innovation is saying no to 1,000 things. The best way to create value in the 21st century is to connect creativity with technology. Don't be trapped by dogma A, which is living with the results of other people's thinking. Quality is more important than quantity. One home run is much better than 2 doubles. Life is about creating and living experiences that are worth sharing. It takes a lot of hard work to make something simple. Everything is important, that success is in the details. Most people never pick up the phone and call. Most people never ask, and that's what separates the people who do things from the people who just dream about them. It's better to be a pirate than to join the Navy. Everything is based on a simple rule: quality is the best business plan, period. Marketing is about values. It's a complicated and noisy world, and we're not going to get a chance to get people to remember much about us. No company is, so we have to be really clear about what we want them to know about us. If a user is having a problem, it's our problem. Some mistakes will be made along the way. That's good, because some decisions are being made along the way. We'll find the mistakes, we'll fix them. Without passion, any rational person would give up. Computers are like a bicycle for our minds. If you want it, you can fly, you just have to trust you a lot. Let's go invent tomorrow. Design is not just what it looks like and feels like, design is how it works. Stay hungry, stay foolish, and I have always wished that for myself, and now, as you graduate to begin anew, I wish that for you. I sat in a garage and invented the future. If you don't cannibalize yourself, someone else will. I'm as proud of many of the things we haven't done as the things we have done. Innovation is saying no to 1,000 things. You have to trust in something, your gut, destiny, life, karma, whatever. There were good times, there were hard times, but there were never bad times. I think if you do something and it turns out pretty good, then you should go do something else wonderful, not dwell on it for too long, just figure out what's next. We have always been shameless about stealing great ideas. No one wants to die. Even people who want to go to heaven don't want to die to get there. People don't know what they want until you show it to them. That's why I never rely on marketing research. Our task is to read things that are not yet on the page. The real art is knowing what to leave out, not what to put in. The real art is knowing what to leave out, not what to put in. We all have a short period of time on this earth. We probably only have the opportunity to do a few things really great and do them well. None of us has any idea how long we're going to be here, nor do I, but my feeling is I've got to accomplish a lot of these things while I'm young. If you're afraid of failing, you won't get very far. The greatest artists like Dylan, Picasso and Newton risked failure, and if we want to be great, we've got to risk it too. Details matter. It's worth waiting to get it right. You are all over the map. Figure out the top 5 things you want to focus on and get rid of the rest. Everyone here has the sense that right now is one of those moments when we are influencing the future. Fear of failure falls away in the face of death. This revolution, the information revolution, is a revolution of free energy as well, but of another kind. Free intellectual energy. I don't really care about being right, I just care about success. I don't mind being wrong, and I'll admit that I'm wrong a lot. It doesn't really matter to me too much. What matters to me is that we do the right thing. Strategy is figuring out what not to do. There's a phrase in Buddhism, a beginner's mind. It's wonderful to have a beginner's mind. Sometimes life's going to hit you in the head with a brick. Don't lose faith. I'm convinced that the only thing that kept me going was that I loved what I did. Death is very likely the single best invention of life. It is life's change agent. It clears out the old to make way for the new. It's technology married with liberal arts, married with the humanities, that yields us the results that make our hearts sing. The most important decisions you make are not the things you do, but the things you decide not to do. Don't settle. As with all matters of the heart, you'll know when you find it. Overnight success stories take a long time. The only way to be truly satisfied is to do what you believe is great work. Technology alone is not enough. Focus does not mean saying yes, it means saying number. Let's go invent tomorrow instead of worrying about what happened yesterday. Listen to me. We're here to make a dent in the universe, otherwise why even be here? Do your best at every job, don't sleep. Success generates more success, so be hungry for it. Hire good people with a passion for excellence. Everybody in this country should learn how to program a computer, because it teaches you how to think. We don't settle for anything less than excellence. Great art stretches the taste, it doesn't follow tastes. Focusing is about saying number. Whatever you do, you must never let the voice in your head control the brain in your heart. The heaviness of being successful was replaced by the lightness of being a beginner again. Sometimes life hits you in the head with a brick. Don't lose faith. You've got to find what you love. I'm convinced that about half of what separates the successful entrepreneurs from the non-successful ones is pure perseverance. Each dream you leave behind is a part of your future that will no longer exist. Your time is limited, so don't waste it living someone else's life. My favorite things in life don't cost any money. It's really clear that the most precious resource we all have is time. We're not going to be the first to this party, but we're going to be the best. Great things in business are never done by one person, they're done by a team of people. You can't just ask customers what they want and then try to give that to them. By the time you get it built, they'll want something new. Innovation is the only way to win. I would rather gamble on our vision than make a me too product. I'm not dismissing the value of higher education, I'm simply saying it comes at the expense of experience. You can't connect the dots looking forward, you can only connect them looking backwards. People need to have the incentive that if they invest and succeed, they can make a fair profit, otherwise they'll stop investing. Every once in a while, a revolutionary product comes along that changes everything. I know that living with me was not a bowl of cherries. I end up not buying a lot of things, because I find them ridiculous. Don't be evil is a load of crap. And we've all chosen to do this with our lives, so it better be damn good, it better be worth it. I think the biggest innovations of the 21st century will be at the intersection of biology and technology. A new era is beginning. The customer is the final inspector. I've been rejected, but I am still in love. The only way to do great work is to love what you do. If you haven't found it yet, keep looking, don't settle. Life can be much broader. You can embrace it, change it, improve it, make your mark upon it. Life can be much broader once you discover one simple fact: everything you call life was made up by people no smarter than you. In the first 30 years of your life, you make your habits. For the last 30 years of your life, your habits make you. Why join the Navy if you can be a pirate? No one is going to buy a big phone. You can't look at the competition and say you're going to do it better. You have to look at the competition and say you're going to do it differently. Don't just live a life, build one. If you haven't found it yet, keep looking. Follow your heart and your intuition. They somehow already know what you truly want to become. Everything else is secondary. Follow your heart, but check it with your head. Design is a funny word. Some people think design means how it looks. But of course, if you dig deeper, it's really how it works. We're just enthusiastic about what we do. The people who are crazy enough to think they can change the world are the ones who do. It's not about money. It's about the people you have, how you're led, and how much you get it. To go forward, you have to leave something behind. Be a yardstick of quality. Some people aren't used to an environment where excellence is expected. My job is not to be easy on people. My job is to take these great people we have and to push them and make them even better. Never settle for average. What we are doing here is going to send a giant ripple through the universe. It doesn't make sense to hire smart people and tell them what to do. We hire smart people so they can tell us what to do. Innovation is the ability to see change as an opportunity and not a threat. Innovation is not about saying yes to everything. It's about saying no to all but the most crucial features. Your customers dream of a happier and better life. Don't move products. Instead, enrich lives. A brand is simply trust. You need to have a collaborative hiring process. Simplicity is the ultimate sophistication. Steve Jobs turned this into the slogan behind an early Mac advertising campaign, which doesn't make it less true. Make it like a sunflower. Have the courage to follow your heart and intuition. Management is about persuading people to do things they do not want to do, while leadership is about inspiring people to do things they never thought they could. If you don't have a passion, you'll give up. Get closer than ever to your customers, so close that you tell them what they need well before they realize it themselves. Things don't have to change the world to be important. Learn continually. There's always one more thing to learn. A lot of times, people don't know what they want until you show it to them. Combine science and humanities. This is a very noisy world, so we have to be very clear what we want them to know about us. Have the courage to follow your heart and intuition. They somehow already know what you truly want to become. Everything else is secondary. We had nothing to lose and everything to gain. We hire people who want to make the best things in the world. Death is the destination we all share. No one has ever escaped it, and that is as it should be, because death is very likely the single best invention of life. In your life you only get to do so many things, and right now we've chosen to do this, so let's make it great. Of course it was impossible to connect the dots looking forward when I was in college, but it was very, very clear looking backwards 10 years later. The broader one's understanding of the human experience, the better design we will have. You cannot mandate productivity, you must provide the tools to let people become their best. The lunatics have taken over the asylum and we can do anything we want. If you are working on something exciting that you really care about, you don't have to be pushed, the vision pulls you. Don't be afraid, you can do it. Don't let the noise of others' opinions drown out your own inner voice. When you have feelings like sadness or anger about your cancer or your plight, to mask them is to lead an artificial life. Manage the top line, your strategy, your people, and your products, and the bottom line will follow. The most important thing is a person who incites your curiosity and feeds your curiosity, and machines cannot do that in the same way that people can. I want to put a ding in the universe. Creativity is just connecting things. My job is to make the whole executive team good enough to be successors, so that's what I try to do. The journey is the reward. That's been one of my mantras: a focus and simplicity. Simple can be harder than complex. I think this is the start of something really big. Sometimes that first step is the hardest one, and we've just taken it. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe,